Mary's husband, James, ascended to throne on 6 February 1685 following the death of King Charles II. Mary was crowned queen on the same day of her husband's coronation on St. George's Day on the 23rd of April of the same year. Mary's coronation would be the first full-length for a queen consort since Henry VIII's coronation with Catherine of Aragon. Mary at this point has still not recovered from the death of her daughter, Lady Isabella, 4 years earlier. Politics was stirring in Europe at this point, fearing that Queen Mary's life was at risk, so much so that even the French court were seeking a candidate to replace her. In the meantime, Mary was seeking out her own political alliances, trying to match her brother the Duke of Modena with Anna Maria Luisa de' Medici of the famous banking family from Florence. 2 years later, in February 1687, King James would begin an affair with the Countess of Dorchester, Catherine Sedley. Such would be Mary's anger, she would move to new apartments away from the king in Whitehall. Then, in July of the same year, the Queen's mother, Duchess Laura, would die before marriage arrangements between the Duke of Modena and the de' Medici family could be concluded. The Queen would inherit a considerable wealth from her mother, including large sums of money and jewelry. It is around this time, whilst the English court was in mourning, that William III of Orange, son-in-law to King James II, would send spies to the English court to monitor how much dissent there was for James. Trouble though started to brew later this year when Queen Mary would fall pregnant again. The Protestants within the government would become disillusioned when they realized that the child would be a male Catholic heir. Rumor circulated that Mary's birth was a stillbirth despite there being many witnesses, and that a baby had been smuggled into the birthing chamber. Nonetheless, James declared the child, James Francis Edward, as his heir. Both of James's daughters, Mary and Anne, believed that a substitute had been placed in the line of succession, a fact which was reported back to William III of Orange by his spies in the English court. Whig nobles within the English government took advantage of the situation and led to what has become known today as the Glorious Revolution. William of Orange would be invited by the government to invade England. The revolution would remove James from the throne and deny James Francis Edward of his right of succession to the throne. James would flee to France with his family and stay with his first cousin, King Louis XIV of France, who would go on to support what would be known as the Jacobite cause. James was formally deposed as King of England on the 11th December 1638. The following year, on the 11th of May 1689, he would be deposed in Scotland. James's own daughter would be formally declared joint monarch with her husband, William III of Orange. James, though, believed it was his divine right to remain monarch, much like his executed father, and believed that Parliament had no right to depose him. James would set up his own court, provided by Louis XIV of France in the Château de Saint-Germain-en-Laye in Paris.